UK expands AUKUS nuclear submarine reactor production with new Rolls-Royce manufacturing facility. The United Kingdom is expanding the industrial backbone of the AUKUS submarine partnership with a new Rolls-Royce manufacturing facility that will boost production of nuclear reactors for future British and Australian attack submarines. Announced by Rolls-Royce Submarines on July 3, 2026, the investment strengthens the Allied capacity to deliver and sustain nuclear-powered undersea forces, reinforcing long-term deterrence in the Euro-Atlantic and Indo-Pacific as strategic competition with China intensifies. The new facility will increase reactor manufacturing capacity for the Royal Navy's next-generation submarines and Australia's future AUKUS fleet, helping meet growing demand for advanced undersea capabilities. By expanding one of the UK's most critical defence industrial assets, the project supports the broader AUKUS objective of enhancing Allied undersea warfare, industrial resilience, and strategic power projection. The AUKUS Security Partnership, announced in September 2021 by Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States, represents one of the most significant defence industrial cooperation initiatives among Western allies in decades. Under Pillar I, Australia will acquire conventionally armed, nuclear-powered attack submarines through a phased approach culminating in the jointly developed AUKUS submarine. The program combines British submarine design and nuclear propulsion expertise with advanced U.S. combat systems, sensors, and weapons, while requiring unprecedented coordination across the three countries' defense industries and supply chains. EZOIC. The groundbreaking follows Rolls-Royce's June 2023 announcement that it would double the size of its Derby submarine site, where it designs, manufactures, and supports the nuclear reactors powering every Royal Navy submarine. The expansion is intended to meet growing demand from the Astute-class attack submarines, the Dreadnought-class ballistic missile submarines, and the future AUKUS fleet, thereby reducing one of the principal industrial bottlenecks affecting long-term submarine production. Beyond supporting British naval modernization, the new facility is strategically important to the United States because AUKUS depends on synchronized industrial capacity across all three partner nations. While Rolls-Royce will manufacture the nuclear reactor plants, the AUKUS submarine will integrate advanced U.S. combat systems, weapons, and other mission technologies, making reactor production a critical element of the broader Allied submarine enterprise. Expanding British manufacturing capacity, therefore, strengthens the industrial resilience that underpins future US-Australian naval interoperability. Rolls-Royce Submarines currently delivers reactor plants and associated components for the British Royal Navy's Astute-class nuclear-powered attack submarines and Dreadnought-class ballistic missile submarines under construction. These programs are managed within the UK's Defence Nuclear Enterprise, which coordinates government, industry, and the Royal Navy to sustain Britain's continuous at-sea deterrent while ensuring sufficient industrial capacity for future submarine programs. EZOIC. For Australia, the expanded Derby facility represents a critical enabler of the country's first sovereign nuclear-powered submarine capability. Once operational, the AUKUS submarines will provide the Royal Australian Navy with substantially greater endurance, stealth, range, and sustained underwater speed than conventional diesel-electric submarines, enabling persistent operations across the Indo-Pacific and closer integration with U.S. and Royal Navy undersea forces. The expansion also reflects the growing recognition that industrial capacity has become a strategic capability in its own right. Building nuclear propulsion systems requires specialized manufacturing infrastructure, nuclear-certified materials, precision engineering, and a highly skilled workforce that cannot be expanded rapidly. By investing now, Rolls-Royce is helping ensure that reactor production does not become the limiting factor for future submarine deliveries as demand increases across Allied fleets. The United States has repeatedly emphasized that AUKUS is as much an industrial partnership as it is a military one. Washington is investing in expanding its own submarine industrial base to support the Virginia-class fleet, the future Columbia-class ballistic missile submarines, and Australia's interim acquisition of U.S. Virginia-class submarines before the introduction of AUKUS. Expanding reactor manufacturing in the United Kingdom complements these efforts by distributing production capacity across the alliance and reducing pressure on critical supply chains supporting Allied submarine construction. This industrial expansion comes as Western navies accelerate investments in undersea warfare capabilities in response to the rapid modernization of China's People's Liberation Army Navy. Nuclear-powered attack submarines remain among the most effective assets for intelligence collection, anti-submarine warfare, long-range strike, and sea denial missions, making sustained production of reactor plants and other critical components essential to preserving Allied undersea superiority. By breaking ground on its new manufacturing facility, Rolls-Royce Submarines is doing more than expanding factory space. The project strengthens one of the most critical elements of the AUKUS industrial ecosystem, supporting the timely delivery of British and Australian nuclear-powered attack submarines while reinforcing the integrated defense industrial base shared by the United Kingdom, Australia, and the United States. As Allied governments seek to increase submarine production in response to evolving security challenges, investments in nuclear propulsion manufacturing will play an increasingly decisive role in maintaining credible deterrence and maritime dominance across both the Atlantic and Indo-Pacific theaters.